already loving the MSQ, so I have no doubt it's going to get better. You have Instapop for dungeons as attack. I know. It's quite handy, honestly. In fact, let me just check out of interest. Yep. Tank, 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 tank. Tank now as well. The only one that isn't is Alliance raids because, you know, only 3 tanks. Really? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you might find a path a bit disorientating. I'll take the lead. Stay close. Okay. Ah. I thought I'd be clever then. So I thought, if I just do /follow, will it automatically follow Alice? I mean, I know exactly where I'm going because I was exploring before anyway, but I've got to stick with Alice, so... Oh, I didn't. I was going to go in and go round. I didn't realise you can come this way. So actually, I take it.
The scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Labyrinthos. I read Tombstoner's Tombstone. I have to stop myself from reading it like that, I will admit. Come on then, Mr. Coyote. And I was hoping he wouldn't aggro, he did. Oh god, he's tough. I'm also fighting on the edge of a cliff, which isn't fun. Right, grab that before he comes in aggros. They legit look like legit Muppets. They really do. Those are unique takes on trolls, I must say. Definitely unique takes on trolls. Greetings. We're here to pursue the Archean's vaults. PUs, you're certainly, you're clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Valdesian, but is that relevant? I was given belief that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganisation efforts are permitted to enter. Intriguing. A green bird that goes car. I missed. Wait for it to come this way. There you go. Right, let's go. Interesting looking place. Aha! Flower from the trailer.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Sharlyan at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect.
Intriguing.
And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration.
That does sound annoying.
As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Tell me of your other duties. Agreed. Agreed, Ace. It's nice to see more row. Very nice to see more row.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating.
What was that
As it
face
stands,
cry?
we failed to gain any significant insight into the forum's undertaking.
Yeah. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. There's a storm coming tomorrow, really? Pretty hot, my little toads. You're going to turn us into toads. Goodness. We're a frog. Okay. Unaccustomed to transfiguration? Worry not, it'll wear off with the passage of time. Won't. Just gonna spot the frogs now.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Intriguing. How he
While
knew.
I do have my reservations about the forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart.
He
Which
knows.
is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
He seems happy about it though.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
What is going on with Cryle?
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Wait, what? What?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
I see. She's being used as a vessel.
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
Okay.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first. So weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless.
It's him.
Master Fortuno? What business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlyan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian, a group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlyan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact.
I want to smack him with my axe.
With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. and we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Can my dialogue involve the word fell and cleave?
Silence is often one's best defense.
Still.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
Associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Kryl sits down. I don't actually ever remember seeing Kryl's hair before.
These militant...
Go on, Graha.
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge.
Graha can do a mic drop, isn't he?
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same.
Okay, I think I like him.
Barriers concluded.
Now I see the Vera. Yeah, no hat. God, no hat, you're right.
Welcome home, my lady.
Why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Oh God, where do we begin? Your son managed to uncover the truth behind a society that takes monsters and cuts them into pieces and feeds them to other people to make them into monsters, and your daughter was a mercenary killing those monsters and had to watch her friend transform into one. And
Gifts. I wasn't sure what to expect.
This is me just walking out with this massive axe on my back. Subterfuge, you know? Subterfuge.